All right, all right, all right. Guess who's back? We're back, baby.
What's up, guys?
The American Fan Podcast is back. Hey, did you check? I forgot to ask you before we started. Did you check to see like what episode this is, or do we know?
I can check. I can check super quickly. I know I should probably do that, but I never do. But guess what?
It's all right. This is how we do things.
This is
why it's real.
You know?
It's authentic. It's sincere. We just talk from the heart.
This is episode 26.
26.
Yeah, 26.
Wowzers. You know, it's too bad. Over the last few weeks, couple months, there's really nothing to talk about.
Really now?
It's actually, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, actually,
it's like we're watching a train, like literally slowly derail, and as it gets further along, it's completely derailing. And no one wants to do anything about
I absolutely love that you just made that analogy, because I'm catching up on Dave Smith's podcast episodes, because that's just what I do.
Dave.
And you know, he even said during it's the episode like Mark Levin loving censorship, of course, because he's a nut job. By the way, I'll have to look this up, but
what, on Mark Levin?
Yes, because guess what?
Yeah, these dirty punks. Dave Smith is a punk. Tucker Carlson's a punk.
Fun fact: he used to support Thomas Massey.
Levin? Oh, I saw that.
Yes.
I did see something about that.
So, quick fun fact for you, but
was that Rand Paul that noticed that like 3 years ago? He was supportive of Massey.
Yep.
And now all of a sudden Massey,
he's like, Massey's like anti-Semitic or whatever. But anyway,
anti-Semite punk.
The reason why I'm glad you're bringing up the train derail and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. You know, Dave Smith, you know, he's humble. He's like, I know I had to come up with my bad analogies, so he just came like the best thing that would describe Trump's presidency or something like that, what he's doing with Iran and stuff. He said the best description is, honestly, it's kind of like, you've ever watched the movie Speed with Keanu Reeves, and if you stop the bus, it blows up, so you just got to keep it going. That's basically what's going on with Trump's presidency in Iran.
100% what's going on
right now.
Oh my God, Sandra Bullock in that movie. Oh. Okay.
She was a babe, yeah.
We can't get sidetracked on that early in the podcast.
Yeah, you already got sidetracked.
You shouldn't have made a Speed reference. I mean, and next thing you know, I'll be talking about Tulsi Gabbard again. So I can't do that right
now. All right, that's it.
We have a lot to talk about today about the Iran war. Because apparently, I mean, everybody has probably seen it. Any of the people that do tune into our podcast, the American Fan Podcast, have caught wind of the insane statement that Trump said about the American public. Like, Iran can't have a nuclear weapon. That's his focus. And America's finances and financial situation, it doesn't matter. Like, I mean, how do you feel? I literally thought that was AI generated when the first time I saw it, like on YouTube, and I was like, nah, somebody's just screwing around. And if you don't notice, me and Nick are probably going to be sweating through both episodes. For some reason, it's been perfect weather for a while, like in terms of filming in a barn.
And now it's freaking 85 degrees.
It's like 100 degrees in the barn. It's 90 degrees outside. I got everything as much as I can to cool down a barn, but this is why we don't have any guests. You know, this is why no one wants to sweat it out with us. Hey, we're going to rename the podcast the American Sauna Podcast. We just come every week and sweat it out with you. But what are your feelings? I mean, all kidding aside, what are your feelings? To me, I can't believe he actually said. I still am in kind of shock. Like, he said it so nonchalantly, and like he literally doesn't care.
It just shows that he's more narcissistic than he ever was before, and I don't know. That's just evil, pure evil. The fact that this is what I voted against in 24 when they wanted to when Biden and Harris and their administration and the whole Democratic Party wanted to prioritize Ukraine, like they say, we gotta help Ukraine and stuff like that. I voted against that. I didn't want to be involved with Russia, with Ukraine's problems. I say, that's your guys' problem.
100%.
And now I'm getting, we got to help Israel. We got to deal with Iran. It's the same shit.
No, we don't. We shouldn't be involved. Do you know one of the main reasons, which nobody talks about? We can do a whole podcast episode in the future on that, pertaining to our involvement in the Ukraine. Did you know we have over? I never knew this. I just saw a documentary and some podcasts that are kind of like coordinated with the documentary. It's actual fact. We have over 20 different biomedical facilities over in the Ukraine. The CIA, Department of Defense, these are biomedical, like engineering facilities where they're producing weapon-like substances and viruses. I mean, dude, it gets in. We can't go down that rabbit hole because we got too much else to talk about.
Well, fun fact.
It's insanity. It's like, what are we doing over there?
Well, when Russia invaded Ukraine, one of the first things Putin had destroyed was the gain-of-function research labs in Ukraine. Which, by the way, I do fully support because those are evil. They're evil.
Those are evil. And Anthony.
I'm not saying anything else Russia does is good. I think that they should have never invaded. But
maybe we could get Tony Fauci on the podcast to like tell his side of the story, because he's either going to sweat it out in prison or he's going to sweat it out in the barn. So I say, hey Tony, why don't you come and sit down with me and
well, he's already too much of a little bitch to defend to debate RFK Jr. So if he can't even debate him, then
he can come hang out with us. I'll give him a bottle of water and he can tell his side of the story. I just think, Brian and Nick, you should have wore a couple masks. Everything was going to be great.
Yeah, wear
14
masks.
jabs. If you got 14 boosters, you would have been solid. No, actually, Tony, it's been all proven by, of all medical institutions, Cleveland Clinic. They just did a study. As you take more boosters, you're more susceptible. It's now science, because everybody, hey, trust the science. Now it's actual medical data. You took more boosters, you're more susceptible to not only COVID, but other viruses. Isn't that not crazy? Anyways, again, I digress, because we can do this all day long. The Iran situation is insane. It's costing us $1 billion a day to stay over there. Why are we there? What is your sentiment on, like, do they have something on Trump? Like, what's the motivation for us to stay involved over there other than his ego, his pride? Can he just like fall back? Like we gotta like take ourselves out of the situation. It's over. You're not gonna win the war. There is no winner or loser, but I mean, if you really look at it, Iran kind of won. They're holding their ground on their 5 things that they want from the U.S. They're not gonna give up those stipulations, you know. So I mean, what is your sentiment on like the entire situation? Because I'm like, why aren't we just ending and pulling out? Why are we still over there?
Really, I think it's just that he's. I truly believe he's just trying to complete the neocon agenda that Paul Wolfowitz made, which is the 7 countries in 5 years list. I think he's just trying to get that done, keep the neocon agenda going, because why else would he be siding with Lindsey Graham, Marco Rubio, and Israel, which, by the way, all were involved in the the wars with Iraq, Afghanistan, and all these other nations like Syria, Libya, like you name it. It's the neocon agenda, and the only reason you would go against people like Lauren Boebert, Thomas Massey, Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly. By the way, Megyn Kelly being an Israel supporter, at least as far as I know, I don't think she said I don't support Israel. She's literally made it clear I want to support Israel, and I think we should stand against anti-Semitism. She's literally admitted this to.
Yeah,
I think to Jay Smith, I think she said.
I don't have a big problem with.
I don't have a big problem with
definitely against the war.
Yeah, she doesn't believe in the war with Iran, and they think that
I'm
bombing Gaza is a problematic thing.
Yeah.
You go against Candace Owens, you go against Rand Paul, and you side with Mark Levin, Lindsey Graham, Marco Rubio, and even Tulsi Gabbard, who's been on record lying about Iran being a threat now, even though she's been on record saying that Iran is not a threat, or at least something to that caliber. The only reason you do all that as President Trump, Fletcher, is you want to push the neocon agenda again. You have something to benefit from, or at least a lot of things to benefit from, with this war. Whether it's Israel's alliance, you're getting paid, or you maintain a world empire, that is why you would keep this going, even though it doesn't benefit you or me or any American.
He ran on completely polar opposite. It's 180 of what he's actually exhibiting in behavior. What he's practicing in policy is a 180. That's where I have the problem. I mean, it's like, why did you run on something if you're not going to execute on any of it? You're executing on something 180 degrees from that. Am I right? Like, I don't understand that. Well, here's four things that Iran wants. The Fantastic Four, as I call them, that they want. You know, they're basically not gonna like budge on their current. So we got a stalemate. All the aircraft carriers, all the Navy vessels are 200 miles. They get any closer, they get within 180 miles of the coast of Iran. Then they send the drones. They do have some ballistic short range missile capacity. So all of their missiles are for neighboring Persian states. They have no capacity, which is what all the neocons, Mark Levin, Ben Shapiro, all these people that do fear mongering, they have no capacity to hit the United States or anything even close. They don't have that technology. They have all short range stuff, which is okay for them. It's to protect your country. I mean, we would do the same. We have both, but I mean, they have enough short range missiles. It's like literally 20 times the amount of missiles that we did have. We'll get to that in a second with the Tomahawk missiles. We're running out of hardware. We're running out of missiles, literally. So what are we going to do over there? You can't get close to the coast. You're not going to drop ground troops. You know what it would take? Here's another fun fact before I get to the Fantastic Four. What would it take? Their military, did you know this, is 1 million strong in terms of the amount of troops that they have, ground troops. So in order to like defeat a military of that size, you're going to have to at least have double the size, preferential 3 times the size. What's our military? If you took all of our military, there's 450,000 people in the Army, there's 100,000 in the Marines, and you got 500,000 reservists, weekend warriors. So you got about 1 million there. That's it. I mean, you would have to reintroduce the draft, and you'd have to draft another 2 million people to have a force of 3 million if you wanted to put troops on there. Otherwise, if you put half of the army, if you put 200,000 troops on the ground, they're just going to get annihilated. They're going to get annihilated. Iran has enough short range where they'll just drop missiles on the troops, and you'll just annihilate thousands of people at a time. So, I mean, it's a train wreck, total train wreck. But here's the 4 things they're not going to budge on. They want their money refunded. Iran wants their money returned. So would you. What is the money for? They gave us money to buy weapons from us. And we took the money and didn't give them the weapons. That's crazy. I mean, I'm not an Iranian supporter. I'm a pro-American. It's the name of our damn podcast. We're the American Fan Pod. I'm a fan of America. Yeah, I would want my money back. That's the stipulation. 1, that they control the Strait of Hormuz with Oman, but they're the major controller of the vessels that come in and out, that traverse the Strait of Hormuz. They want the Palestinians to have a state. They want the war to end. These are the 5. This is what you do if you go to the Iranian news, if you read things from the Iranian people. These are the 4 things that they want. There's a 5th thing. They want the regime to stay intact for the most part, but I mean that's a whole other thing. They just want basic things. We should deliver on that.
Yeah.
We should capitulate on that. And people are like, "Oh, you're anti-American." No, I'm saying these are all viable things that they want. And they also want us to remove the economic sanctions that we have on them, you know, for their oil. But again, that's extorting money from a Persian Gulf country. That if we were so strong, why do we need to extort money from all those Persian Gulf countries? Like, I don't understand. Like, everything is bullshit in plain English. It's just really, right now, it's really, really precarious. So, I mean, that's my take. I think we should just pull out. What is your feeling? Like, I just think we should extract ourselves and focus on the issues here. They don't have nuclear capability. They just don't. They don't. They're not enriching to the point if they get a nuclear weapon. Even if they do, they don't have the plutonium to deliver the missiles via ballistic missiles anywhere but around the Persian Gulf. Israel would be in danger, but hey, you fucked with them. Meaning Israel's the one that instigated this whole situation. You deal with that now. You're the one that wanted us. It's like the guy you go to a bar with. They started the fight and then they ran outside and you were now in the fight with everybody in the bar, and they're outside locked in their car all safe and sound. This is horseshit. It's not the way any of this should be going down. And the people that are suffering are us, the American public. So, I mean, what's your sentiment? Would you just pull out? Like, would you do something different? Would you nuke them? I mean, what is your sentiment on a solution?
Well, what I would do is, like, unless I'm struck, I'm not going to bomb anybody. And the fact of the matter is, I would just pull out. I mean, honestly, no. What I would have done is I just would have never struck.
100%.
Like, I just wouldn't have done that.
But now we already did, so now we have to deal with it.
So now, if they want the Fantastic Four, they should do all four of those things. You willing to print money so you can give money to Israel and Ukraine and stuff like that?
Right.
I'll just give money to Iran. Return their money.
Give them their money back.
You didn't make the agreement. So guess what? Since it's no different than if you order something online, where's the place you primarily shop at? Like Home Depot?
Yeah, I would say Home Depot. It's like,
have you ever done online shopping? You just go in the store and you just buy the stuff.
I just normally buy the stuff, but I know what you're saying. It's like if I buy something online and I never received it.
Yeah,
That's
if you
happened.
placed an order for store pickup, like let's say it's not delivered, let's say it's store pickup, and say you order. Probably the average Home Depot order at this point is like $300, depending on what you're doing.
That's happened before. I ordered some sex oils. They were birthday cake flavored. Oh, sorry. Are we recording?
All right.
No, I'm just kidding.
All right.
That was a reference from my brother. If he does watch the podcast,
he'll probably get a kick out of it.
He'll get a kick out of that birthday cake flavor.
But if you spend $300 at Home Depot and you're getting like flooring, if that's what it's costing nowadays, you get wood or you get like a drill or something.
Anything, yeah.
And you don't, the products are not there. They are supposed to refund you.
100%.
Like if they don't have your products, that's it. Then give me my money back. This is no different. Honor the agreement.
It's like what they did with Venezuela. We have become, meaning the country of America, the one that I love, that I live in. We've kind of become gangsters and terrorists to a degree. We did with Venezuela. You just can't take stuff. You just don't do that. You took $300 million of oil that wasn't yours. Like, you're not allowed to do that.
You know, this was something where, and this is where another thing I will actually defend Trump on, is this is why I wanted Trump over Biden in 2020 as well, because the way, probably one of the worst things I've ever seen any president do, it was Biden's Afghanistan pullout was... That was
so atrocious.
That was atrocious. And the reason why I defend Trump over that is because Trump knows how to negotiate. He's dealt with a lot of foreign affairs before anyway, as a rich person. So he knows, hey, the way you negotiate with an American won't be the same as a Russian, Afghanistan, Chinese, whatever you think. Like, they're all going to be different.
Right.
And he knows that when you make, like with Afghanistan, when you have an agreement, you stick to that. And Biden didn't do that.
Agreed.
With the Afghanistan pullout. And this is no different than what I'm going to say about Trump and Iran. You made it an agreement, and you're supposed to go through with it. And if you're not going to go through with it, give them back their money. You spend money to Ukraine and Israel.
But a great example, which you just detailed, but pull out this time and do it with tact, do it and bring all of your stuff home, meaning all that equipment. That was the problem I had with the way Biden pulled out of Afghanistan. He just left all of the stuff there.
Yeah, and then he left
$30 billion worth of
and then American soldiers were killed in the process.
Yeah, it was crazy. I still can't believe that happened. I've never seen anybody it just was like, all right, we're done. Let's pull out. Like, okay, you do that tactfully. In this case with Iran, you do it tactfully. You just don't yank out and leave stuff there for other people to use or get intelligence, get like some sort of schematics about the equipment we use. It was just nuts. I mean, that was crazy. But yeah, we can talk a little bit about, because I want your sentiments on, we're literally, nobody's talking about this in the media. Very, very few podcasters, if you dig deep, and then we'll probably end on this because we're getting up about half an hour or so. What are we at right now? 21, that's perfect. Talk about Tomahawk missiles. That's the main missile. Since we can't get close to the coast because they have the drones, they're inexpensive $20,000 drones that they just put 1,000 of those in the air and attack the ships, which has been super effective. So we can't get close to the coast. And Trump brags, as you well know, like he brags, well, they got no Navy. I decimated their Navy. They don't need a Navy. They have, like, literally, I don't know the number, but they estimate they've built like 70 to 100,000. They really don't know. But there's like 100,000 drones, like, ready to go. Like, that's a lot of drones to throw at, like, one aircraft carrier. Like, that's why the Abraham Lincoln returned. It wasn't a kitchen fire. They literally, we talked about it in a past podcast, they literally threw so many drones that they couldn't shoot them all down. And the one, like, delivered a strike on the side of the Abraham Lincoln, and the rest is history. And then they're like, hey, we had a kitchen fire. We had to bring it back home so we could fix the kitchen. No, that's not what happened. Again, another lie. But the Tomahawk missile thing is a real thing. We only have about another month's worth of missiles, so maybe a little longer, but not much. It's literally going to run out by July. So this is why I'm telling the people that watch this podcast, it's a real problem. If we don't have Tomahawk missiles, that's the only thing we can deliver, because we do own the skies, big deal, but their missile facilities are so underground that you can't. So you're basically just dropping Tomahawk missiles on what they call strategic sites, but it turns out some of them are civilian and nobody's detailing that. Like the only one that was highly publicized was the missile strike on the school for girls, where there's 164 little Iranian girls between the ages of 5 and 11 that, like, died, that vaporized in that fucking attack. That's disgusting. Besides the point, it's just disgusting, period. But we have about another month and a half worth of missiles. So what is a Tomahawk missile? This is what I wanted to go over, because people are like, oh, you can just say that, and then no. The main components, there's 4 main components to a Tomahawk missile. They're rare earth minerals. They're called REEs, R-E-E. They're called REEs, rare earth mineral assets. America does not have them. So here's the actual minerals. This is kind of cool. Like, I guess the audience can, like, say, hey, I learned on the American F.A.N podcast, what are the 4 main ingredients, so to speak, when you're making a Tomahawk missile? Samarium, which is deals with the magnets, because you have magnets that are coordinating, where you're going to strike at high temperature. I'll see if you're paying attention. Adamantium. No, I'm just kidding. No. Adamantium. It's a Wolverine missile. There's a rare earth mineral called neodymium. There's terbium, and there's dynanium. All of them involve either magnets or flight control characteristics to the missile. They're rare earth minerals. You can't get them here. Who is the chief owner, like 99% of these particular rare earth minerals? Who owns those? China. China is in the driver's seat. So we can't make any more Tomahawk missiles. We pioneered the technology. It's the main missile of destruction that America uses in its military force, but we can't manufacture it without the rare earth minerals from China. So what did China do in this big summit between Xi Jinping and Trump? We need those rare earth minerals to replenish, and because China is not on board with this whole situation, with the Iran war, with the Israel's posture, with the whole situation that Israel caused this whole thing, they said no, they're not going to give us any more. So if we want Tomahawk missiles, how are you going to make them? So it's another reason, the reason I say that, it's another reason to pull out, because it's bad enough that we can't really do anything to Iran. We could do surface stuff, but I mean, why would we be over there if you can't literally, if you don't have any more missiles to fire? What are you doing over there then? It's really at $1 billion a day. I just can't believe we're in this situation. I really can't. They've depleted all of the missiles. They've shot so many missiles on behalf of Israel that they've depleted the actual weaponry we have to defend our country. That to me is insane. Is it not to you?
Very.
It's insane. Like, why would you do that? On behalf of Israel? For what? Iran can't have a nuclear weapon? They don't. And they didn't want one. They didn't want a nuclear weapon.
That's why I never take these arguments seriously when they say, well, they can't have a nuclear weapon. I'm like, okay, if they can't have one, Russia can't have one, we can't have one, nobody should. I personally think nobody should have one. There's no purpose.
But you're never going to eradicate it now.
No, I know.
But I agree with you.
But it's just like, Iran has never been a threat to us.
Nope.
Like, I've been more afraid of Russia and China more than anything else.
And who's benefiting from all of this whole situation? Who are the two countries that are benefiting the most? China and Russia.
And I keep telling people, I always tell people there are long-term consequences to things, and you need to learn from the previous mistakes that were made. Like you don't think that in the future Iran will you know what's funny is the thing they fear the most, they're going to bring onto themselves. They say, oh, if they have a nuclear weapon, they're going to bomb America. Yeah, they're going to want to bomb America when you take over their, try to knock out their territory. What do you think is going to happen? What did you think was going to happen when you decide to strike them? These people are stupid. Honestly, they're kind of stupid.
It's the baby boomer, I hate to label and judge, but I don't give a shit anymore because it's affecting me, it's affecting you. I'm paying nearly $5 a gallon for gasoline. Do you know why? The last week, it's come down a little bit. It's now in the 4s. And everybody's like, see, it's not so bad. It's not 5 anymore. Do you know why it happened that way over the last week?
Why?
We've tapped into about 30% of our national oil reserves. Trump, released that to tap into our oil reserves. Biden did the same thing. So, I mean, they're no different. That's what me and Nick talk about all the time. There's no difference. You're getting John McCain each time. It doesn't matter if it's Republican, Democrat. They're both full of shit. He's releasing all of the reserves to keep it where it is now, because if he doesn't, it's gonna skyrocket another 20-30%, and it could go more if the Strait doesn't open.
Do you think we're gonna hit?
This is all key on the Strait of Hormuz. Iran is playing a poker game, and they're able to still traverse stuff in and out, and we can't say shit, because we can't get. They're just telling the other ships that they're doing business, go close to the coast because the Americans, the blockade, like further, the Strait of Hormuz is narrow, but you're talking about hundreds of miles. We can't get within 200 miles, so they're doing business, but it's all along the coastline. The other half of the Strait of Hormuz, we're not letting any ships through. All they're doing is it's so ignorant. They're just telling people to traverse closer. Like, so, yeah, it's wild. But anyways, that's the story from our point of view. I'm just really disgusted with Donald. I would tell him right now if he was sitting here, I'd be like, dude, your pride, your ego, put it to the side. He can't do that. You know damn well he cannot do that.
I actually agree with Dave Smith
and get out of that situation. And we got a lot of issues here at home.
Honestly, Trump has destroyed his presidency.
100%. He's decapitated it. I don't know how, like a baby boomer, like I said before, I don't want to judge. I don't know how. I really don't know how, like, you would defend any of this. They keep saying, well, I had somebody that
mentality. That's what
I
it
have
is.
somebody that I actually like, but they're like, well, this is all part of God's plan. And I'm like, what?
That's it moment right there. Like, I just can't. I can't.
That's it.
Well, no, like, and I'll end on this note. I had an argument with someone recently. I already told you about it. Like, I can't believe they said, like, I can't believe J.D. Vance and other people are saying, Trump didn't say that about the American finance. I'm like, dude.
Yeah, he did.
I make sure, and I even said this. I said, this is not a Charlottesville, they're good people on both sides hoax. We're not talking about this. Because what CNN did with that was bullshit. Like, it was complete bullshit what they did with it. For context, it's, when they say, like, oh, he was saying that the Nazis and the white supremacists were good people. No, they're good people on both sides that want to take the statues down. They're more, not the neo-Nazis, but, whatever. This is not a Charlottesville moment. This is a questioning report asked him, a full-on sale when she asked, what do you think about Americans complaining about their finances, and how often do you think about it? He goes, not one bit. He literally said this. It's not edited.
One bit.
They don't, like, cut or anything. Like, it's him speaking and what his priorities are. It's not edited. And I listened to it 5 times. Like, and from different angles, too. Like, I think there was one in front of him, and there was one, like, to his left. Like, if we were looking at him, he'd be facing this way, and we're to his left. I looked at it from both angles. He said that. He said, I don't think about it one bit. So when you guys say, oh, he didn't say that, you guys just show me how stupid you are. But sorry, I'm going to just say this right now. When everyone can have their opinions and say, look, I support what Trump's doing. Fine, go ahead and say you support what Trump's doing. But don't pretend that he didn't say it. It's just like, hey, you could say, I'm fine with eating fast food my whole life and that's it. But don't tell me eating fast food's good for you. Like, if you admit that you're going to eat fast food your whole life and you don't want to eat healthier, fine. You are welcome to do that. Don't tell me it's healthier, though. That's it. And then the second thing I heard, I couldn't believe this. I told you this already. And I'm going to tell the audience this. Trump had nothing to do with the Iran war.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Fletcher,
it's the most insane
Fletcher,
thing I've
if
ever
he had nothing to do with the Iran war, then we don't have a podcast. Then this is not an eagle right here. We don't have a fake phone right here. Like, I'm not drinking a liquid right now.
There's fact. There's fact, and then there's fantasy. That's fact. He verifiably was the main reason, along with and on behalf of Netanyahu.
And then when I called her out on making that statement, yes, it was a female that called this out. When I said he had everything to do with the Iran war, and so he goes, I don't care. I like Trump. Go like Kamala. I'm like, are you saying that to like Kamala, I have to criticize Trump? No, I can like or hate her while liking or hating someone else.
You understand why people say stuff like that? I don't get it. But I know
they're shifting the goalposts. They're trying to make it seem, because their bar is, it's not as bad as this, therefore it's good. That is the mentality that these people have.
It's a horrible mentality.
It
makes no sense. there can be, and I tell you all the time, there's friends, family, where you can have discourse. Can't you say that both things are bad?
Yeah.
Biden was terrible, and the way Trump is handling his presidency at current moment, I mean, unless he has an epiphany and changes for 2 years, but it's not going to matter because after the midterms, the Republicans are going to get slaughtered, and it doesn't matter. But I mean, it's like both things can be bad. They're true. They're both bad.
You know what these people? We can end on this segment with this statement, but these people are saying it's not as bad as it was before. They remind me of the same people that say, "Oh, you know, this tragic thing happened to a person. Oh, well, it could be worse. Like if God forbid, you know, knock on wood, like God forbid, Fletcher, that like your house catches on fire or something. Like God forbid." And I said, "Well, it could be worse. You could be sex trafficked." You'd be looking at me like I'm nuts for saying
Yeah,
that.
it's
You know
a non.
maybe you're correct, but that doesn't mean that a house catch on fire is not terrible.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's
Like-
both things are bad.
Like now, you can say one is worse. That's fine, but don't say it's good. What you're going through, your house is burning down.
Which one is worse? Who am I getting sex trafficked to? That's
it.
All right, we'll come back. We got some fun stuff to talk about on the next episode. A little more of a potpourri. There's some cool things I wanted to,
Yeah, sure.
share. So
All right, we'll see you in the next one.
We'll see you in the next one.